Afternoon, guys. Fit here. Got an actual cool opportunity to show you guys how to zero a red dot off of a pistol. Older gentleman came in. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. So here we are. I'm gonna take this out to the range, send some shots down. We're gonna adjust and make sure that red dot is zeroed for his pistol. Stay tuned. So we're gonna be out here. Targets, because you want to hit paper to zero up things. And we're gonna be about a 25 yard, again yard, not meters, distance for this. That's what a lot of the red dot manufacturers recommend. Today, we're gonna be going with a Romeo, what do they call that thing? Romeo X. It's a open emitter, cool little red dot that they have nowadays. This gentleman friend of mine, used to be co-workers, has it on the 1911 X by Sig Sauer, with the Sig Sauer red dot with it. Kind of a fancy, funky one overall. Right there. Try to get it in it, but you guys get the idea. So I'm gonna take this, gonna zero it up for him, and we'll go from there. So one of the first things I'm gonna do, just to kind of make sure that this firearm is shooting appropriately, I'm gonna actually turn off the red dot, make sure that the irons are good with about 2 shots, just to make sure. I'll push that to about 10 yards or so, make sure we got those set up to go, and then I'll adjust the red dot from there. Again, we'll see how far off the red dot is. I don't know for sure. This is my first time ever holding this, looking at it, touching it, firing it. So we'll see how he sits, and then we'll adjust from there. So here we go. So again, guys, I've got the red dot off. We'll see how it shoots with just iron sights, probably on the right target. Excuse me while I go and get that corrected. Sorry about that, target fell over. Well, now let's see how this does. Okay. So here we have it, guys. About 15 yards off-ish. Just irons. A little on the low side, right there. But that's not bad. Let me go ahead and turn the red dot on, brighten it up. We'll see how we shoot. Okay, here we are. Red dot is on. Now let's go. See how we sit at this distance. Okay. Here we go. Let me show you how we did. Okay, guys, again, this is at 15 yards. It's a little on the low side right now. I had to go back and make sure that I was doing it correctly with where I had the impacts from the iron sights. Iron sights. And then I've got my 2 impacts from the red dot. As far as left and right goes, it's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna take it back out to 25 yards. I'm gonna put this everything on a bag, okay? That's the best way to do stuff like that, okay? When you bag them, you're kind of leaving more of the gun to just sit there on its own. So that way you can take accurate shots downrange and really just let the gun do its own thing with trying to minimize any human error. So I'm gonna grab my bag and we'll go from there. Well, guys, I didn't grab my bag today because, again, I didn't anticipate doing this, but I do have a nice little rug. I figure I can at least go off of that, get this as stable as I can, and I'll send some shots downrange. So give me just a moment to set up. We'll get back to it. So as you guys see here, I have it set up so that way the gun is resting mostly on the rug itself, okay? I can look down the iron sights, and I can look down the red dot, and I can see where the red dot's at. I'm gonna position it in such a way that I can get just a good clean shot right on that target, okay? So here we go. Go from here. Nice and level, easy, safety off. Now remember, when you're doing a red dot, you're not actually gonna like use any of the iron sights. Just dot to target, okay? The idea behind a red dot is to eliminate sight picture. Just dot and target. So, right there. Looks like he's a little low. Okay, let's go take a peek. So again, like with most of my stuff, I'm aiming for the A overall. And it looks like at this distance, he is way low down here. So I'm gonna rack those up a bit. So that way we're hitting paper and we'll go from there. Well, he didn't leave me the proper sight tool to do this. So I'm actually able, thank goodness, that's why I pack a bunch of tools in my range bag. I'm able to make it work with a 1/2 millimeter Allen key. It's technically a Torx, but I'm able to get it to still positively adjust. I've moved it up now. Let's go ahead and put my ears and eyes back on. We'll see how this sits now, again, at this 25-yard distance. So, here we go. Still hitting pretty low. I'm gonna go up and do my thing real quick and I'll be right back with you. So the one thing most people don't really realize is that when you're adjusting a red dot, you're actually moving the dot to the point of impact. So this here says up on the center button and right on the right hand side. That right and left usually moves it right and left, but up and down moves it the opposite. If you're actually moving up, you're actually bringing the dot down to the point of impact. So, and because we're only limited on ammo, I'm gonna give this my best one shot. I moved it like 20 clicks, guys. He's way bottomed out. So, I'm gonna use my fresh target to the left. Would you look at that? Heck of a lot closer now. Let me go show you. So again, guys, most red dots with pistols is about 1/2 MOA per click. He was shooting uber low, which means he had pushed technically down all the way on it. Because we started with impacts here, correct? Then we moved to impacts here and here. I think I whiffed that one. I kind of felt that, I'm not gonna lie. But we're now impacting here, okay? Height-wise, again, I'm aiming for this A right here. But height-wise, that's not too bad. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit, and I'm gonna bring it to the right a little bit, and we'll get it zeroed up. Again, if you guys know how to use MRADs in centimeters or MOAs in inches, this is a good tool to have using a tape measure. So I'm about 1.5 to the left overall, and I'm about 1 inch down, and yeah, about 1 3/4 inches to the left. So I'm gonna make the estimate of, I'm gonna make it about 5 clicks to the right. Again, 1/2 MOA at 25 yards. You're only looking at about 1/4 inch of movement. So I'm gonna push 5 clicks right and 3 clicks down, and we'll see how it ends up. All right, 3 down, 5 to the right. We'll see how this does now. Same target. Okay, rest on that. A little bit higher. Just the trigger finger. I whiffed that one. I felt it. All right, get a little higher. Yeah. Again, guys, trying to do this with what I've got ain't much. So it looks like I'm hitting, again, at least a man-sized target. If I put this on as best as I can. A little too far to the right is what it looks like. I'm gonna go one more left. There we go. All right. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm also on a little bit of a time crunch for lunch, but here we go. Let me show you what I got. Get these darn earmuffs off. Here we go. Get my marker. Let me show you what I did. Because yeah, I felt that one whiff it. I got anxious and couldn't quite get it right. So I whiffed my shot down and to the left. I felt it. I knew it was terrible, but here we go. Here's what I did, guys. So I took this. That was my first one there. Moved it up to that one there. I whiffed my shot here. The second one was there. Third one was there. Fourth one was there. And I was like, okay, calm down. After that adjustment, really centered it up. Aimed here. Got it right there. Not too bad, I don't think. Again, working on a time crunch, working with a pistol I've never shot before. I think I nailed it. So guys, again, when it comes to red dot zero, stability is kind of a key thing. All right, let me get packed up and I'll talk in the truck. Okay, I think my truck's done trying to talk to me. Bluetooth, guys, it's honestly a pain in the butt. Anyway, as I was saying, zeroing a red dot on a pistol involves a couple of things that you just want to make sure you do well. First is having a good trigger pull, good squeeze, okay? Obviously, you saw that I ended up kind of whiffing a couple shots. 100% on me, guys. Absolutely. Like, I'm not the best bag pistol shooter. I'm not one of the best pistol shooters. Like, I'm still getting better, right? Yeah, I shot a lot with law enforcement. Those were Glocks. I'm loving the 1911, getting into that, and this one was absolutely fun. Anyway, good trigger pull, stability, having a bag, having something to rest on that's gonna let you have minimal, or as minimal as you can get, human error. Obviously, there's still human error, guys. I messed up a couple shots. You saw it. I'm gonna admit to it. 100% admit to it, guys. Like, I whiffed them. Stability, good trigger pull, and knowing how the dot system works. Again, most red dots, when you look at them, you are not actually, it's like a scope. So when you're scoping, you know, looking through a scope, and you're hitting down into the left, oh, on the scope you move to the right and up. Absolutely. On the red dots themselves, and there's certain manufacturers that will be like, yes, you want to go, you know, it'll have it labeled on there right and up. So you're going to take that point of impact and you kind of shift where the point of impact is. With everything, you don't actually move where your shot is, you actually move where the scope or where the red dot is going. So you are actually shifting your dot down and to the left to line it up with that point of impact. Certain manufacturers have it to where it's gonna be like, okay, think of where the bullet is, and you're gonna move that bullet up and right to line up with the red dot. Other manufacturers will be like, no, you're gonna take the dot and you're gonna move it down and left, and they'll actually say, you know, move down to line it down and move left to move it left. Or again, it's usually the up and down. It's like inverted gamer controls. Okay, so when you're out there and you're zeroing your red dot on your pistol and you hit low, okay, you move your dot up and it gets lower, go the other way around. You actually need to move your dot down. Again, it's very hit or miss with what manufacturer is doing what. Do the research. Normally they tell you on the instruction manuals, hey, if you're hitting low and left or hitting low, move your dot down. Or if you're hitting low, the instruction on the dot itself will say up, move it up. Either way, guys, zeroing the red dot on a pistol, not much different than zeroing out on a rifle. You have your distance that you're gonna do it at. You have your adjustments. Take it slow, guys. All right, take your time. I'm kind of bound by time because of my lunch break and work, and I gotta make a living for the family still. YouTube's not paying me anything yet, so here I am. But take your time, do it well, take it easy, okay? The best way to go out and zero is to make sure you have time, you have patience, you're easy on the trigger pull, breathing properly, all right? It's all gonna, when it comes down to brass tacks and in a high stress situation, it'll matter. Some people say, you know, shoot 3 shots and then adjust your dot. I didn't have the ammo to do that today. But absolutely, if you guys want to take a 5 or a 10 shot group and zero off of that, go for it. Like, honestly, I am always out at the range making sure I'm as zero as possible for all my weapons. Pistols, rifles. I mean, I don't have any shotguns. I should invest in one. But anyway, that right there, guys, is how best to zero a red dot on a pistol. Take your time, make your adjustments, and do the best you can with what you got, guys. I made this work with a spare rug, 16 shots, and I used 15 of those 16. I had a bullet left over, and I didn't have the right tool. I don't know why he didn't leave me the proper adjustment tool, but I made it work with my 0.5mm Allen key. So do the best you have with what you got and train, guys. None of this matters unless you're out training. Whatever you guys do, I appreciate the support. I appreciate you watching this. So take care, train hard, and stay fit. I'll see you guys in the next one. Out.